Hello and welcome. My name is Alan and we are back with more in the Buddha's Words. Today we are reading two more pieces from chapter 3. I think it's what we're at, chapter 3. Anyway, we'll be reading parts 3 and 4 of chapter 3. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. Part 3, the visible origin and passing away of suffering. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at a town of the Malans named Uruvelakapa. Then Bhadraka, the headman, approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, and sat down to one side and said to him, "It would be good, Venerable Sir, if the Blessed One would teach me about the origin and the passing away of suffering." "If, headman, I were to teach you about the origin and the passing away of suffering with reference to the past, saying, 'So it was in the past, perplexity and uncertainty that might arise in you,' and if I were to teach you about the origin and the passing away of suffering with reference to the future, saying, 'So it will be in the future,' perplexity and uncertainty about that might arise in you. Instead, headman, while I am sitting right here and you are sitting right there, I will teach you about the origin and the passing away of suffering. Listen and attend closely. I will speak." "Yes, Venerable Sir," Bhadraka replied. The Blessed One said this: "What do you think, headman? Are there any people in Uruvelakapa on whose account sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair would arise in you if they were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured?" "There are such people, Venerable Sir." "But are there any people in Uruvelakapa on whose account sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair would not arise in you in such an event?" "There are such people, Venerable Sir." "Why is it, headman, that in relation to some people in Uruvelakapa, sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair would arise into you if they were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured, while in regard to others they would not arise in you? Those people in Uruvelakapa, Venerable Sir, in relation to whom sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair would arise in me if they were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured, these are the ones for whom I have desire and attachment. But those people in Uruvelakapa, in relation to whom they would not arise in me, these are the ones for whom I have no desire and attachment." Headman, by means of this principle that is seen, understood, immediately attained, fathomed, apply the method to the past and the future thus: whatever suffering arose in the past, all that arose rooted in desire, and desire as its source. For desire is the root of suffering. Whatever suffering will arise in the future, all that will arise rooted in desire, with desire as its source. For desire is the root of suffering. It is wonderful, Venerable Sir. It is amazing, Venerable Sir, how well that has been stated by the Blessed One. Whatever suffering arises, all that is rooted in desire has desire as its source, for desire is the root of suffering. Venerable Sir, I have a son named Chiravasi, who stays at an outside residence. I rise early and send a man saying, "Go, man, and find out how Chiravasi is." Until that man returns, Venerable Sir, I am upset, thinking, I hope Chiravasi has not met with any affliction. What do you think, Headman? If Chiravasi were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured, would sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair arise in you? Venerable Sir, if Chiravasi were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured, even my life would seem futile. So how could sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair not arise in me? In this way, too, Headman, it can be understood. Whatever suffering arises, all that arises, rooted in desire, with desire as its source, for desire is the root of suffering. What do you think, Headman? Before you saw your wife, or heard about her, did you have any desire, attachment, or affection for her? No, Venerable Sir. Then was it, Headman, only when you saw her or heard about her that this desire, attachment, and affection rose in you? Yes, Venerable Sir. Then do you think, Headman, if your wife were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured, would sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection, and despair arise in you? Venerable Sir, if my wife were to be executed, imprisoned, fined, or censured, even my life would seem futile. So how could sorrow, dejection, lamentation, pain, and despair not arise in me? In this way, too, Headman, it can be understood. Whatever suffering arises, all that arises, rooted in desire, with desire as its source, as desire is the root of suffering. Part 4. Investigate the teacher himself. 1. Thus I have heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Savatthi in Jeddah's Grove, Anathapindika's park, where he addressed the monks thus. Monks, Venerable Sir, they replied, the Blessed One said this. 2. Monks, a monk who is an inquirer, not knowing how to gauge another's mind, should make an investigation of the Tathagata in order to find out whether or not he is perfectly enlightened. Venerable Sir, our teachings are rooted in the Blessed One, guided by the Blessed One, have the Blessed One as their resort. It would be good if the Blessed One would explain the meaning of these words. Having heard it from him, the monks will remember it. Then listen, monks, and attend closely to what I shall say. Yes, Venerable Sir, the monks replied. The Blessed One said this. Monks, a monk who is an inquirer, not knowing how to gauge another's mind, should investigate the Tathagata with respect to two kinds of states. States cognizable through the eye and through the ear. Thus, are there found in the Tathagata or not any defiled states cognizable through the eye or through the ear? When he investigates him, he comes to know no defiled states cognizable through the eye or through the ear are found in the Tathagata. When he comes to know this, he investigates him further thus. Are there found in the Tathagata or not any mixed states cognizable through the eye and through the ear? When he investigates him, he comes to know no mixed states cognizable through the eye or through the ear are found in the Tathagata. When he comes to know this, he investigates him further thus. Are there found in the Tathagata or not cleansed states cognizable through the eye or through the ear? When he investigates him, he comes to know cleansed states are cognizable through the eye or through the ear are found in the Tathagata. When he comes to know this, he investigates him further thus. Has this venerable one attained the wholesome state over a long time, or did he attain it recently? When he investigates him, he comes to know this venerable one has attained his wholesome state over a long time. He did not attain it only recently. When he comes to know this, he investigates him further thus. Has this venerable one acquired renown and attained fame so that the dangers connected with renown and fame are found in him? For monks, as long as a monk has not acquired renown and attained fame, and the dangers connected with renown or fame are not found in him, but when he has acquired renown and attained fame, those dangers are found in him. When he investigates him, he comes to know this venerable one has acquired renown and attained fame, but the dangers connected with renown and fame are not found in him. When he comes to know this, he investigates him further thus. Is this venerable one restrained without fear, not restrained by fear, and does he avoid indulging in sensual pleasures because he is without lust through the destruction of lust? When he investigates him, he comes to know this venerable one is restrained without fear, not restrained by fear, and he avoids indulging in sensual pleasure because he is without lust through the destruction of lust. Now, monks, if others should ask that monk thus, what are the venerable one's reasons, and what is his evidence whereby he says that venerable one is restrained without fear, not restrained by fear, and he avoids indulging in sensual pleasures because he is without lust through the destruction of lust? Answering rightly, that monk would answer thus. Whether that man, or whether that venerable one dwells in the Sangha or alone, while some there are well behaved and some are ill behaved, and some there teach a group, while some here are seen concerned about material things, and some are unsullied by material things, still that venerable one does not despise anyone because of that. And I have heard that and learned this from the Blessed One's own lips. I am restrained without fear, not restrained by fear. and I avoid indulging in sensual pleasures because I am without lust through the destruction of lust. The Tathagata monks should be questioned further about that thus. Are there found in the Tathagata or not any defiled states cognizable through the eye or through the ear? The Tathagata should answer thus: no defiled states cognizable through the eye and through the ear are found in the Tathagata. If asked, are there found in the Tathagata or not any mixed states cognizable through the eye or through the ear? The Tathagata would answer thus: no mixed states cognizable through the eye or through the ear are found in the Tathagata. If asked, are there found in the Tathagata or not cleansed states cognizable through the eye and through the ear? The Tathagata would answer thus: cleansed states cognizable through the eye or through the ear are found in the Tathagata. They are my pathway and my domain, yet I do not identify with them. Monks, a disciple should approach the teacher who speaks thus in order to hear the Dhamma. The teacher teaches him the Dhamma with its successively higher levels and with its successively more sublime levels, with its dark and bright counterparts. As the teacher teaches the Dhamma to a monk in this way, through direct knowledge of a certain teaching here in that Dhamma, the monk comes to a conclusion about the teachings. He places confidence in the teacher thus: the Blessed One is perfectly enlightened. The Dhamma is well proclaimed by the Blessed One. The Sangha is practicing the good way. Now, if others ask the monk thus: what are the Venerable One's reasons, and what is his evidence whereby he says the Blessed One is perfectly enlightened? The Dhamma is well proclaimed by the Blessed One. The Sangha is practicing the good way. Answers rightly. That monk should answer thus: here, friends, I approach the Blessed One in order to hear the Dhamma. The Blessed One taught me the Dhamma with its successively higher levels, with its successively more sublime levels, with its dark and bright counterparts. As the Blessed One taught the Dhamma to me in this way, through direct knowledge of a certain teaching here in that Dhamma, I came to a conclusion about the teachings. I placed confidence in the teacher thus: the Blessed One is perfectly enlightened. The Dhamma is well proclaimed by the Blessed One. The Sangha is practicing the good way. Monks, when anyone's faith has been planted, rooted, and established in the Tathagata through these reasons, terms, and phrases, his faith is said to be supported by reasons rooted in vision, firm. It is invincible by any ascetic or Brahmin, or Deva, or Mara, or Brahma, or by anyone in the world. That is how, monks, there is an investigation of the Tathagata in accordance with the Dhamma, and that is how the Tathagata is well investigated in accordance with the Dhamma. That is what the Blessed One said. The monks were satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words. But that ends that particular episode there. Let's look at some of the notifications in the prelude. I can't even remember. Prologue. Chapter 3, parts 3 and 4. The Buddha demonstrates how present suffering arises and ceases in correlation with present craving. This short sutta, addressed to a lay follower, concisely articulates the causal principle that lies behind the Four Noble Truths, but rather than doing so in the abstract, it adopts a concrete, down-to-earth approach that has a remarkably contemporary appeal by using powerful examples drawn from the life of a layman deeply attached to his wife and son. The sutta makes a deep and lasting impression on us. So yeah, remember, he's talking to the headman. He says, headman, if this bothers you so, if they are defiled, imprisoned, censured, does it not bother you? Are there not people that it does? Are there not people that it does not? Yeah, and he explains, look, it is because of how your desire introduction. That was the word. I kept thinking it was something. I kept saying like prologue and stuff. But yeah, the fact that such texts as this sutta and the Kalama Sutta do not dwell on the doctrines of karma and rebirth does not mean, as is sometimes assumed, that such teachings are mere cultural accretions to the Dhamma that can be deleted or explained away without losing anything essential. Text, chapter 3, part 4. It is from the Vimamsaka Sutta. The Buddha lays down guidelines by which a monk can test the Tathagata, that is, the Buddha, to evaluate his claim to be perfectly enlightened. One benchmark of perfect enlightenment is freedom of the mind from all defilements. If a monk cannot directly see into the Buddha's own mind, he can nevertheless rely on indirect evidence to ascertain that the Buddha is freed from defilements. That is, by evaluating the Buddha's bodily deeds and speech, he can infer that the Buddha's mental states are exclusively pure, uninfluenced by greed, hatred, and delusion. In addition to such observational inference, the Buddha further encourages the monk to approach him and directly inquire about his mental states. Once the pupil gains confidence that the Buddha is a qualified teacher, he then puts the master to the ultimate test. He learns his teaching, entering upon the practice, and penetrates the Dhamma by direct knowledge. This act, here equivalent at minimum to the attainment of stream entry, brings the gain of invincible faith, the faith of one who is established upon the irreversible path leading to the final release. So yeah, but that's what it's talking about according to the introduction. We have one, which that is pretty long. part 5. And that ends that chapter. So we have one more part, which we'll read in the next episode. We're making progress, slowly but surely. This is a long book. It's going to take a bit, but we'll get through it. Slowly but surely. Glossary, the Nikayas, table of sources, notes, we're in the 90s. These are notes to pages 200, 100. Boop. So yeah, it's talking about some of the words that aren't automatically notated or other things further back in the book. Like they talk about Gamani was one we recently read. The word suggests that he is a person of some prominence in the town. I think we talked about Gamani actually in the previous episode. He was in one of those pieces. But yeah. Continue on what I was doing here. Notes. Okay, final page is 423 of actual text. We're getting ready to hit the 100. So yeah, we're about a quarter of the way through. So again, it's going to take a little bit. It's a thick book, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But we'll go ahead and end this episode there. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.